NorthKorea, a revolutionary anti-imperialist organization of Koreans and comrades fighting for the reunification and national liberation of the Korean Peninsula. Give it up.
I'm pretty spent from the march, so I'm gonna rely heavily on my notes. I had it memorized before, but just in case. But by the way, is everyone hydrated? Everyone's hydrated? There's water right here. There's also water in the back. There's some snacks. Make sure y'all don't pass out. Make the medics' lives easy. Thank you. All right. So hi, I'm Dr. Simon Ma. I'm a family medicine resident physician. I'm also a member of NorthKorea. That's NODUTDOL, NorthKorea, which is an organization of diasporic Koreans fighting for a world free of imperialism, for the reunification of Korea, and for national liberation. On behalf of my organization, I just want to say that we at NorthKorea are here in solidarity with all of you as we fight back against those fascist, neo-Nazi, right-wing pigs that are celebrating the stripping away of our abortion rights and access to reproductive justice. So people have said this before, but I want to hit home this point, right? Fascism is an extension of capitalism, right? Fascism doesn't just appear out of a vacuum. When the rich billionaires feel threatened by the working class, they turn to these far-right institutions, these far-right forces, in order to inflict violence against the working class. Fascism is quickly spreading in the US through patriarchy, through the Supreme Court's recent decision to strip people of abortion rights. This is a decision that has already caused irreparable harm that disproportionately impacts Black and brown folks, queer, trans, and gender non-binary folks. The only way to win back our abortion rights is by doing what we did today, by staying in the streets and fighting back. Yeah?
Fighting back,
I mean, but the fascists
instigating.
And the billionaires, they aren't just patriarchal. They're imperialists as well. The same billionaires who use racist institutions like the Supreme Court to inflict violence on the working class, those same billionaires funnel billions of dollars into the military. They drop bombs, they wage war, they kill millions of people around the world, like the 4 million people they killed during the height of the Korean War. They impose devastating economic sanctions that deprive people of essential medical equipment. They cause mass poverty and climate disasters, all in order to maintain their economic interests in the region, right? To open up new markets, to get their grubby hands on those resources, to maintain and increase their profit making. Whenever any country dares to stand up against them, particularly if that country is a socialist country that's actively utilizing its resources for the benefit of its working class, the billionaires get particularly violent and do everything that they can to destroy that country. And that's how fascism domestically is linked to US imperialism worldwide. In order to keep our working class in check, the billionaire class, the capitalists, run massive campaigns of misinformation. They leverage anti-communist, anti-socialist tropes as an excuse to strip away our rights. In the build-up to the Supreme Court's abortion decision, for example, this is the only time I'm going to quote Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. But he said, quote, "There are only 7 countries that allow wholesale abortions at the 20-week period, including China and North Korea. It's sad but true that the United States is currently a member of that shameful club." End quote. So now it's me. Okay, I'm not quoting him anymore. Now the US should definitely be ashamed of itself, right? But not because it once used to protect abortion rights. You see, when we talk about reproductive justice, we have to realize that access to safe abortions is just one aspect of reproductive justice. The other aspects of reproductive justice involve the conditions that it would take for people to raise kids in an environment where they can thrive. So that's things like access to free quality education, access to free quality healthcare, access to healthy foods and green spaces, access to paid parental leave. Despite what Senator Graham suggests, the US shouldn't be ashamed of itself because it once used to protect abortion rights. No, the US should be ashamed of itself because it ranks dead last compared to other developed countries in terms of health outcomes. It should be ashamed of itself because it ranks dead last in maternal mortality rates, particularly for Black pregnant people. Because the US offers 0 hours of paid parental leave federally. Because paying for healthcare is the #1 cause of bankruptcy in the US. Because in the richest country in the history of the world, people are homeless, people go hungry. That's why the US should be ashamed of itself. Okay, now I'm repping Korea, so I'm going to talk about North Korea, okay? Compare the previous situation to a socialist country like North Korea, where access to healthcare, housing, and education are guaranteed, where abortions are provided free of cost, where parents can receive 240 days of guaranteed paid parental leave, where it's guaranteed in the Constitution of North Korea that families have access to free public nurseries and free public kindergartens. You can see why our ruling class is dead set on spreading misinformation about North Korea and trying to keep these facts out of the consciousness of the working class. Because if we actually knew the possibilities of what we could achieve if we, the working class, were in power and equitably utilized the vast resources that we had, if we actually knew what socialism could achieve in this country, we might actually unite together and achieve a successful revolution here in the United States. Just think about it. Can you imagine all of us coming together, getting the working class in power? My goodness, that would be so great. So I'll end here. We at NorthKorea are here in solidarity with all of you as we fight against those fascist right-wing forces. As revolutionary Koreans, we have always fought for women's rights, for queer and trans rights. Our struggles are interconnected. The fight against fascism here in the U.S. is connected to the struggle against imperialism, U.S. imperialism, and for the reunification of Korea. It's time to unite against their common oppressors who spread lies about all of us. Let's continue to fight for abortion rights and for access to true reproductive justice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simon.